it's your girl Nelly. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about how to get a job at 15 and 16, maybe 17-year-old, and just how to get a job, you know, your first job in high school. So the places that you want to look for a job at is definitely Indeed.com. What you want to type in the what box, you could type in like part-time or hiring now or hiring early. Like, put whatever that you want to. In the where box, you would just have to put your zip code, put your city, you know, anything that's close to you. But I definitely think like you should put your zip code so that way like you could work somewhere that's closer to you. So for your first job at 15 and 16, you don't have no type of experience. Like, you don't have a resume, no experience. I don't know if you guys volunteer for anything. I know that I didn't, so I didn't have nothing to put on my resume. Basically, like, if you go on Indeed.com, it basically just makes a resume for you. So I guess like you would just put like your skills, put that you're like in school, put that you, I don't know, like hardworking, anything like in that nature. Like, it's really not like a resume because you don't have just no experience with doing anything. So, but that's okay because it is going to be somebody out there that is still going to hire you. Like, while you're making like your online resume or whatever, you definitely want to list out like the qualities. They may ask for like references and stuff like that. So like your references, you could put like your friends, or you could put like your teachers, like somebody like close to you or whatever, somebody in that nature. You can't put your family members as your references. They don't count. They just don't count. Oh yeah, and another thing that I just want to put out there, at 15 years old, you do need a worker's permit in order to work. You could just get like your worker's permit from like your guidance counselor. So some places that you can apply to is retail jobs, or like even like in the mall jobs, because mall jobs, they're pretty much retail. Places like Levi, Foot Locker, Champs, Foot Action, Papayas, any clothing store or any shoe store. But the thing with mall jobs is that they don't give a lot of hours, and they definitely pay like super low. And when you're like 15 and 16 years old, like everybody wants a job at Foot Locker, everybody wants a job at a shoe store. The thing with like shoe stores, is super hard to get in those. Like, of course, like it's not you just trying to get into that position, but it's a whole bunch of other people. Like, so many people apply to shoe stores and stuff like that. So like I never even had the chance to freaking apply to any shoe stores because I knew I wasn't gonna get that job regardless on what it was. And the thing with like Foot Locker, like, I mean, they pay minimum wage, $7.25. But then another thing is that they also pay commission. So the next types of jobs that you guys can get is fast food. So I know like a lot of people, they don't want to work at fast food as their first job, or like you guys don't want to be flipping burgers at Burger King or flipping burgers at McDonald's and stuff like that. But the thing is that fast food is really like the money maker for 15 and 16 years old. Like, you're going to be making the most money at fast food places only because you can do as many hours as you want to as fast food. Like, my first job at a fast food place was Wendy's. Like, I was getting like $400 a check, and that's just that on that. Like, you make bread there whether you want to do a fast food job there or not. So 15-year-olds can work at Arby's. Down here, I mean, you have to be 16 to work at McDonald's. Some places you can be 15 to work at McDonald's. You could work at Chick-fil-A at 15 years old. I know some places say like Dunkin' Donuts, I mean, they hire at 15. Even like just small, well, not even really small, but like fast food places that are like new but they're like family owned, they hire at 15 too. And maybe like some pizza places, like you could probably get hired at 15 too. But down here, I think you have to be 16 to work at like Domino's or Pizza Hut. Another category for types of jobs is like kids jobs, as in like amusement parks, Monkey Joe's, trampoline places, escape rooms. You could be 15 to work at an amusement park. So you guys could also look into that. 15 and 16-year-olds, like y'all could work at Monkey Joe's. Chuck E. Cheese. I'm pretty sure y'all don't want to work at Chuck E. Cheese because that was the worst job ever. I guess amusement parks, they probably like give a lot of hours. I wouldn't say like stuff like Monkey Joe's or trampoline places. Maybe they probably don't give a lot of hours. I don't know. I never worked at like a trampoline place or anything like that. But I did hear like a lot of people who work at amusement parks, you're making good enough money at the age of 16 too. They just want to overwork you. And that depends, like, do you want to work outside? Like, it depends. You want to be in a hot, you want to be a cold, you know. It depends on you, like how you want to work, because you don't know like what department that they hiring for. Well, I don't know how it is, but a lot of times like they pick what department that you're in for amusement parks. Another category is like grocery stores. You could work at Walmart, you could work at Target, you could work at Harris Teeter, you could work at Publix. I know for sure at 15 you could work at Harris Teeter and you could work at Publix, but I think you could only be a bagger. Like Walmart and Target, I mean they pay pretty good for you to be 16 and you working there. Harris Teeter and Publix, maybe not Harris Teeter, but Publix, I mean they pay pretty good too for you to be 16. And then another type of category that 15 and 16-year-olds can do is flexible jobs. As in, when I say flexible jobs, I mean like you could be a babysitter, you could be a lifeguard, you could be a dog sitter or a dog walker, a cat sitter, or you could even like mow lawns. You're pretty flexible. Yes, you're gonna be making good money for walking dogs and stuff like that, but it's flexible. Like they have websites that you can apply to walk somebody else's dog. Like it's pretty good money, and it's pretty simple. Another category is restaurant jobs. You can either be a host, you could be a server, or you could be a busser. Host, I mean, they don't really like do nothing but pretty much just stand there. Like that's like the easiest job that you could do, but you're gonna get bored from just sitting up there. But at the end of the day, you're gonna be dealing with customers too. Servers, I used to be a server for like 2 days, and then after that I was done, girl. I could not be no server. I could not handle like being people's service or like just dealing with their attitude. Like I don't know if y'all want to do that. If y'all want to try that, y'all can if y'all want to. But the thing with like servers is that like you take home money every day. Hosts, some jobs they do tips, some jobs they don't get any tips. So like when I was a host, I mean I didn't get any tips, because I mean I'm not serving nobody. So the bussers, all they do is like they just clean the tables and that's it. Some jobs, I mean you get tips from that, some jobs you don't, but those are pretty easy jobs. Even you could work like at a car wash place or something like that. I think they hire at 15. Working at Sam's Cars or Auto Bell or something like that, they hire at 15 years old. And the thing with car wash place that you also get tips too. I don't know too much about those types of jobs, but you know that's an opportunity that you can do. Another thing that I just want to say is that you're not always going to get the job that you apply for. Like if you do 10 applications, even if it's just jobs that you don't really want to do, like it's not in your best interest, I mean like if it's an opportunity, you might as well just take it. Like if somebody, you know, takes their time to call you and want to interview you, like go ahead and take that, whether like it's Burger King or whether if it's just like a clothing store or something like that. If you're in desperate need and you want that bread, you want to make some type of bread, like you're gonna be able to take the opportunity because that's how bad that you want it. Well, y'all, like let's just go over just some common questions that you might be getting. The number one question that every job asks is, so tell me about yourself. Don't talk about anything personal or anything, but talk about like your qualities, talk about your traits, maybe talk about your goals. What can you do for the company? Like say that you're, you know, I'm a hard worker. Say like, you know, I'm currently still in school, I play football, you know, stuff in that nature. Like tell about yourself, but don't make it like personal, you know. Every time like when I was at an interview, like I would always be like, well, you know, I go to this high school. I'm very bubbly, like I'm friendly. You know, I'm a hard worker. I put my all into everything. You know, stuff in that nature. So another question that they ask is, so why do you want to work here? It's pretty obvious, like why I want to work here. Like I want to work here because I want to make money, obviously. Like I want to be here the same reason as you do. Like, yes, y'all, like they ask dumb questions like you know why I'm applying to this job, like. But since you guys can't be that honest, you have to tell them like, you know, well, I heard good things about the company. I heard like you guys have good benefits or good customer service. Like say something like in that nature. Like you have to stay positive throughout like the whole interview. Another question that they ask is, what would you bring to the company? You guys could say something like, well, I can bring my hard work, or I could bring my positivity to this company. I'm a fast learner, so I could also, you know, put in the speed to make the service go faster, like something like that. Like some jobs they ask like scenario questions, as in when I say like scenario questions, I mean like what if a customer gets mad, what would you do about that? But I think it really depends like just what job that you applying to. So even if they're not going to ask that, or you don't know for sure if they're going to ask that, just make sure that you know that you're prepared for those types of questions. And then one last thing that they always ask is availability. You know, say the days and the times that you're going to be available for, that you're going to be able to work. Y'all, like on every single interview that I went to, like I always say the same thing. Like nothing ever changes. So things that you should do on your interview or before your interview, make sure you always smile. Like smile like the whole time. If you gotta do this the whole time while you talking, like just do that while you talking. Like if you gotta do that, girl, just go ahead and do it. If you really want that job, girl. Something that I always did before even going on an interview is always studying like just this different types of questions. Like, cause you never know what they gonna ask you. So like I have an answer for every single thing. Some people don't do this, but I mean, girl, I gotta be prepared. So I always study just any types of questions before I go to the interview. And make sure that you always look nice. You could dress up nice. You don't have to wear, for girls, you don't have to wear a dress, or like you don't have to do that. You don't have to go all out. You can if you want to, but not every job like requires for you to dress business. Like some jobs they'll even hire you even if you dress casual in there. Now I'm not talking about like graphic t-shirt and ripped jeans and some sneakers. That's too casual. Like you chilling too much. Something that just looks nice and clean. At the end of the interview, they're gonna ask you, do you have any questions for me? But make sure like y'all ask a lot of questions. Like make sure you have questions to ask them. You make it seem like that you're interested in the job. What do you guys do at the job? Like, can you tell me a little bit, like how much do you guys get paid, this and that, or whatever the case may be. And then another thing that you guys might want to put in there, you can if you want to, you don't have to. You guys might want to put in the question, so when can I start? Go ahead and put that there. You might get you gonna get the job if you ask that. I'm telling y'all. I would say like for don'ts, make sure you don't say or mention anything about money. This is like a big one because I remember for like my first interview, like I mentioned something about money, and girl, I was like, I'm just trying to get money. Like I'll do anything for money. And like y'all, I did not study for that interview whatsoever, and that job they didn't end up hiring me. So, but it's cool, it's whatever. Like just don't mention anything about money. You can ask like what's the pay, but just don't mention like while they're asking you questions and stuff like that. Like don't mention anything about any type of money. After your interview is done and everything, you could wait like a couple of days. You could probably wait a week or something like that and wait till they call you back. They can either call you back or they're just going to email you back. If they don't end up calling you back, like it's okay. Like don't give up. If they don't call you back, I mean, you could always, you know, call them and just be like, hey, I would like to check up on my application status. Like you can always call and say that, and you can call them as many times as you want to. If you have to call every day because you really want that job, then go ahead and do it. And just like in general, while you're applying to certain jobs, just make sure like you go hard. Like apply to more than one job. Do 10 applications, do 20 applications. That way, like you have a lot of options. Sometimes it does take long to actually get a job, even if you're 15 or even if you're 16. If it's going to take months, it's just going to be like that. Like but you can't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Maybe that one job that you applied in February, they might contact you back in March because they need somebody, and because you was just a person that had been applied. You know, that can happen to you. When I was first 16, I got my first job at Wendy's. So as soon as 12 a.m. hit, like for my birthday, that's when like I started applying to jobs, because I was that desperate. I was applying to jobs all the way till January, and then I had my first job in June. So it took that long for me to finally get a job, and I was applying to just so many places. So whether you think like I'm never going to get a job or whatever, like don't give up. Just keep doing it, and if it takes a while, like it's okay. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope I helped as much as I can. Whoever's out there looking for a job, I really do hope that you guys get the job, and don't worry, your time is gonna come. And I hope you guys like this video. Go ahead and subscribe, and thanks for watching.